Houston against Cincinnati. Now, this one's going to be a really interesting game. I'll tell you why. Okay, Cincinnati's surging. It seems that they figured it out, gotten back to the old team. They're the scariest team in the NFL, people say. Houston, a young team, man. They got a lot. They got to do a lot, and they still have a lot to prove. But they got this young stud of a quarterback who just threw for 450 yards last week, and he's on pace to being the offensive rookie of the year, easily,
No
easily,
doubt.
easily. So I want to see how this game goes. I'm so interested in this game because you know what? Does Stroud have a chance at hell at stunning the world and beating the Bengals, who may have taken him just slightly too light? Um, you're biased, Corey. Give me Justin. Talk to me.
I'm not biased.
Listen, you hit it right on the head. You took the words right out of my mouth. Cincinnati cannot underestimate CJ Stroud. You underestimate this Houston team. You going in there underestimating this team will beat you. Now, since he has been on a roll, and I think they're going to continue that role playing this game, right? Joe Burrow's going to move the ball on offense. That's not the problem. The problem is that they need to stop Stroud, right? You need to be able to get pressure on Stroud. I think you need to send an extra body, do what you got to do, or drop another one in coverage, because it's either or. You can't just play even. You can't be even. It can't. You know what I'm saying? It can't be one-on-ones all game. You got to either drop an extra one back, or you need to send an extra one. Give a little pressure, put a little pressure on the kid. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win this game. Now, I ain't really worried about the Cincy side because we're not really here talking about Cincy. We're talking about Houston, right? Houston wants to win this game. CJ Stroud needs to come out and connect to every receiver. He needs to distribute that ball. He cannot only target Nico Collins and Tank Dell. He needs to Dalton Schultz needs to be a factor in this game. The running backs need to get check downs and they're able to move the ball. I'm not expecting them to run the ball down since he's throw, but the running backs definitely need to start running them routes and getting these check downs and getting these underneaths and getting the first down. It's going to be a game of who controls the clock. That's how I look at this game. This is not Cincy gonna come out and score fast, but Houston needs to control the clock the entire game and keep Joe Burrow off the field. That's how Houston wins this game. So that's my take on this game.
It's all hands on deck to beat the Bengals. Corey,
Yeah.
how do you see it?
There's a few things you guys don't know, I guess, right now. T. Higgins out. Chase, he's been having back problems.
I heard Chase.
So he's very questionable right now. So this game is going to fall on Irv Smith Jr., Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon for the offense. Joe Burrow's warming up, as we've seen throughout this. CJ Stroud looks like he's maybe back to his first, what was it, 4 or 5 games of the season where he was 300 yards. He was going crazy. Houston's offense is ranked number 9. The Bengals offense is in the lower half, but that's because the first 5 games, Burrow wasn't playing. They're picking up steam. The Bengals are giving up 30 more yards on defense than Texans, so they're kind of break even. But the Bengals defense, these last 3 games we've seen, they are looking really, really good. So I expect them to give Stroud a lot of problems, a lot of different looks, and they're going to lock up. I don't think they're going to lock up enough. I think it's going to be like 31-24, but I do see the Bengals winning. I see Mixon carrying that workload because what I saw against Baker and the Bucs was no defense from the Texans. It was straight shootout that game.
Mm-hmm.
There was no defense played on either side of the ball.
But that's what they bring to the table. It's offense. They're not bringing defense.
You can't play that game against Joe Burrow. And that Bengals defense will lock up when it needs to.
Yeah.
When it really needs to, it does. So I really think that the Bengals are going to pull this one out.
Well, they can play defense. That's what actually brought them to the Super Bowl a couple of seasons ago. And the Bengals have always, they have a good offense now, but they've had a solid defense for several years.
Let me give you your clip. But when they went to the Super Bowl, Guess who they had at safety?
Who's that?
Jesse Bates.
Oh my God. Where's Mo when I need him? For those,
Let me
by the way, let's address the elephant in the room. Mo is not here with us today because he has a family member who's ill, but he'll be back. He'll be in.
shout out
And
to
I'm
Mo.
sure he's
We
gonna
miss
tag
you.
Corey for that Jesse Bates line.
I got something for you, Mo, when you come back.